Hello everybody, it's Lisa, Pink Glitter Scrapper, and I am here today with another video for the Spiegel Mom Scraps YouTube channel. And today I am going to be using some scraps from my bin, some of the gorgeous new sequin mixes that are available in the shop, one of the free cut files. This month's theme is cut files and sequins, so I will be using a lot of both on today's layout. This unicorn cut file I found one day browsing online through cut files, and my daughter saw it, and that was the end. She begged me to get it and to use it on something for her, and I didn't know how or where I was going to use it, but today I found a way to do so. I'm going to begin my layout by creating some splatters using different mists from the Shimmers collections available in the shop. I will link everything down below that is available at Spiegel Mom Scraps, the different sequin mixes, the different mists that I'm using, as well as the cut file. The stars that I showed you are from a baby file, which this I hope just shows you that no matter what the theme of the cut file is, they're usually all very versatile and that you can use them easily on just about anything. So now that my splatters are all done, I am going to go ahead and set that aside to dry, clean up my mess, and then get to working on the unicorn's mane. You can see that there's already one piece pieced in behind it, and that is what I'm going to be doing with the rest of this cut file. I'm going to be paper piecing different pattern papers to create a very colorful and majestical unicorn mane. I don't do this very often, so I'm not very good at it, but for those of you who haven't done it or maybe are too intimidated, what I have found, I flip over the pattern paper that I'm using, and I draw the shape onto there so that way when I flip it back over, it is the right shape and everything will fit in place, and it's a lot like doing a puzzle. So if you like doing puzzles, you like playing with paper, this is a really good way to combine the two. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish all of that off camera because it probably took me about 45 minutes to do all this. And so now I'm back and everything is filled in. I used some gold glitter cardstock for the horn just to make it a little bit more magic and special. And to create the eyes, this looked very easy to freehand, but I'm not a drawer in any shape. That is one artistic ability I do not possess. So I took a printable that I found online, and I just traced over it really heavy with a pencil, and then I used a black Tombow marker to fill that in, and I had beautiful unicorn eyes. What you see me doing here is using a water brush marker to create a little bit of detail inside the unicorn's ear, and then I'm using one of my sparkle pens to add a little bit of glitter all around the unicorn. I put some on both of her ears. I also brought some a little bit down onto her neck area later on. And just to add some more embellishment to the page, I have this cut file that I'm going to back with some of this really pretty glittery yellow cardstock that I just had a very small bit, and this is perfect for that. Sometimes when I'm bored and I feel like creating but not doing a layout, I'll just go through and I'll pick out some of my more versatile cut files and just cut them on different colors, so that way I have them ready to go when I actually need them, or when I just need that little something and I don't know what, I just rummage through that bowl, find the perfect cut file already ready for me to go. And sometimes that's just a really good way to have some more embellishments that you already have at hand. Now that the yellow glitter paper did not want to stick with the wet glue that I had used, so I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of my Scotch tape to hold this down. And after a while, the glue did dry and hold it, but the Scotch tape just gave it that initial stick to make it actually adhere to the paper. So after I get the Scotch tape down, I have a piece of foam tape that I'm going to pop this flower up with right on the unicorn's ear, just to make her a little bit more beautiful and majestic or fairy-like. And then I also have some little green leaves that go with this cut file that I'm going to adhere just to add to the flower's detail. And I'm using my Scotch Quick Dry Scotch Tacky Glue in a fine line bottle to do all of this. Now, to make her even more beautiful and magical, I'm going to use about 6 different sequin mixes from the shop. And I have a gorgeous teal mix, which I will have linked, which is Teal Me Tomorrow. I have Sprinkle Kindness for the yellow. I have Peacock Strut for the pink. I have Unicorn and Rainbows, as well as some Just Because, which you will see in the pink section of her mane, the deep pink. I did use some of the flowers just to make her even prettier. Now I'm going to move on to matting my photo, which I'm going to mat 3 times. The first mat behind the picture is going to be this really, really light pink that you see. And I think that just makes the soft colors in the photo stand out, as well as just adds a little bit of more different color tones to the photo. She is wearing a purple shirt in the picture, so I am going to create a purple mat, but I'm going to add it underneath of the pink, so that way the pink and the purple are a little bit separating the purple in the photo. I just felt if I matted the photo right on the purple in her shirt is very close to the cardstock I'm using, and it would have gotten lost and not looked good. So the other color I'm going to use to create my mat is this piece of navy that you see on my desk right now. I wanted to add a dark color to make the photo stand out, but I just thought black would have been too harsh with all of these beautiful, vivid, bright colors. So I thought navy would have been a softer, less harsh color to use as my last mat behind the picture and to make the picture stand out a little bit more. So after I get this mat on straight, I'm going to go ahead and trim everything down and create just another thin border of this navy blue, and that is going to finish all of the mats for my photo. This created a little bit longer than the 6-inch, so I did struggle getting it into my tiny guillotine trimmer, but I got it trimmed in the end, and it looks so cute even with that pop of navy behind it. Now I'm going to bring in my very colorful and splattered background and begin trying to maneuver everything to fit on the page, and I struggled a little bit with it, so eventually I did get it down, and this is where everything is going to wind up. So now that everything there is in place, I can go ahead and start adhering everything down so that way nothing moves while I move on to the fun part of embellishing, which is my favorite part. I'm going to use my ATG gun to initially tack down the unicorn, but I'm also going to add a little bit of wet glue, which is a good tip if you do back your cut files. It tends to make them a little bit heavier and bulkier, so I like to have the ATG gun tape adhesive to give it that initial stick and hold, but the wet glue just adds a little bit of extra, so that way it's not too heavy on just the ATG. And then I'm just going to simply use my ATG gun to also adhere down my photo. And next I'm going to bring in my title, which I have spelled out already on some wax paper, so that way it's very quick and very easy to put onto the page. I am using these really fun gold thickers, which I just love the font of these for this. They just look like they belong with a unicorn. So I'm going to use them to spell out the word magic. And I also have little asterisks, I believe they are called. I have some of those that I'm going to put on either side of the word just to add a little bit more whimsy to the title. I have some little tiny scripty letters, which I think are from October Afternoon, but I'm not sure. I've had them in my stash for a while. And then I also have some tiny tile stickers, and my entire title reads, "You Are Magic." And it's just a really cute, sweet photo of her. She's such a good, sweet little girl. And I just thought that, she loves these unicorns. She loves the color purple. And that this would be a sweet layout just for her to have and put it into her book. So now I am moving on to adding the cut file from Spiegel Mom Scraps. This is from a baby file. There are a couple of different stars in that file, and even though it's not a baby layout, this makes them work. And I just wanted to show you guys a way to make a themed cut file or a themed anything more versatile that you can use on just about anything. So I'm going to add some of the solid and open stars all around. I'm going to add one down to the photo and then bring in some more of those sequins that I used on the unicorn's mane for some added color. I'm going to add a doodle border around the edge to finish this off, and the links to everything will be down below. I hope you will check out Spiegel Mom Scraps, and stay tuned for still photos at the end. Have a fantastic day.